Hey y'all, it's Pam with Living in Charlottesville. Today I wanted to touch base and actually talk about the top 6 steps when you're thinking about moving, looking at relocating to the Charlottesville, Virginia area. So let's get started and let's get into it. Hey y'all, it's Pam from Living in Charlottesville. I am a local realtor who has actually grown up here in the Charlottesville area. So, with my experience, I wanted to share with you today the top 6 steps for coming to the Charlottesville area. So, come along. The top 6 steps making it easy to move to Charlottesville, Virginia. Step number 1. So, the first thing you need to do is pretty simple. Just reach out to me. Text me, call, or shoot me an email, whatever's easiest for you. It doesn't matter, days, nights, weekends. At this time, while you're trying to figure a lot of things out, let me help you make it a lot less stressful. So all I need you to do is reach out. Then we'll set up a Zoom call and actually meet face to face, and we'll see how we can handle it from there. I know that it's a big move, no matter where you're coming from. Whether you're coming from DC or whether you're coming from California. It can be a big move moving to Charlottesville, Virginia. So just reach out and we'll get the ball rolling. So the number 2 thing that you have to do is just let me know what the criteria is. So when you're sort of thinking about this, how is this dictated to you? Do you have a house to sell? Do you have to be here for the school year? Do you have to be here at a certain time for your new job or your transfer of your job, even if it's not a new job? All of those can actually make a big difference in how and how fast that I get to help you. The other thing is I really like to go from the outside in. So in other words, you know you want to come to Virginia. Well, you now know you want to come to Central Virginia. And you're pretty sure you want to be in Charlottesville. But where specifically in Charlottesville? And that's how I can help you out a lot. It might be that you know you want to be in a place called Crozet, which is outside in Albemarle County, very popular, or maybe northern Albemarle up in the Green area because you're working at at the military base that is up there. Whatever it is, we'll work from the outside in and we'll make sure we find you the best fit, whether that's wherever that's at and whenever that's at. So number 3 on the list of the top 6 things that we need to do to make it easy and less stressful for you is actually figure out your home search. So in doing this, I want to know from you. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I already own a house here. So I want to make sure I'm seeing and I'm looking through your eyes for you. You're the one who's going to be writing the check or sending the payment for the next 15, 20, 30 years, or who's going to be paying a lot of cash to put down, or even if it's an exchange property. We need to know what works best for you. Are you looking for 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, but you really only have to have 2 bedrooms and 1 bath? Well, that's a big difference in those. The other thing is do you need fiber internet? That's going to actually bring down where we can look as well. Or where exactly are you looking at? So I can put all this information after we chat into a search engine that's actually our local multiple listing service, which you'll often hear called an MLS. And I can put that in there and it will send as soon as realtors put the information into the multiple listing service into our MLS, and that will get sent directly to you. I put the criteria in, it sends it out as soon as it knows about it. Now, I know a lot of times people go to Zillow or Realtor.com or what we call a third-party site. But I can also tell you those are not always the most accurate. And the reason I share that is because more than at least 3 times in this year alone, I have had clients reach out to me and be like, okay, tell me why this house is so cheap and why it's still on the market. And when I look it up and they found it on a third-party site, it's because it was for sale at that price 3 years ago. and it's not on the market any longer. It actually went off the market within 5 days, but that information didn't get sucked up. So what I tell my clients when I'm working with them, think of it as this is our MLS. This is me typing information into our MLS. Once I hit enter, it goes into our MLS immediately. And from our MLS, it can go out to you. But the other place it goes to is third-party sites. Well, those third-party sites have to get the information sucked up to them on their time, on their algorithm. And at that point, you may or may not get the correct information. So again, we'll set up a custom search for you directly with our local MLS. And that way you're getting the fastest, the quickest, the best information. Hey y'all, it's Pam with Living in Charlottesville. If this is your first time to my channel, I encourage you to hit subscribe and click the bell so you're notified every time a new video is uploaded. I hear from folks all the time, emails, text, call, and they're looking for information, real information, not I heard this through the grapevine, or bless your heart, you think you know Charlottesville. This is actually, they want to know about living, transferring, moving to Charlottesville. And that's what I love to do. I've grown up here and I want to help you do that as well. So if you're looking at moving to the Charlottesville area, make sure that you reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, drop me an email. Days, nights, weekends. It doesn't matter. I've got you when moving and living in Charlottesville. Number 4 on my list of 6 steps to moving to Charlottesville, Virginia is actually plan a visit. Let's face it, there are a lot worse places that you can plan a visit to. And really, it doesn't matter year round when you come. But you need to plan a visit because you need to feel where the right area is. Charlottesville in itself is a very small donut hole. And around that donut hole is the donut of Albemarle County. And then Albemarle County goes into other smaller counties. All of those are considered the Charlottesville area. So to find you the right place, you want to reach out to me and you want to make this happen. So part of that is getting here. Well, you can drive quite easily. So we can have 250, 64, 95, all go 81. All are within the general area. I'm not saying they come through Charlottesville, but they'll get you here pretty close. So driving is very, very easy. We also are serviced by Amtrak, the train, and we're on 3 different major lines. So taking the train is a great option. It lets you relax, sit back, look at the scenery, and come and check us out. You're still going to want to rent a car when you get here. Finally, you can always fly into the area. Well, if you fly into the area, I encourage you to fly into the Charlottesville Albemarle Airport. And the letters for it are CHO, C-H-O, CHO. Now, it's a smaller regional airport, but I'm telling you, once you go CHO, you won't go back. You can get off the plane, literally be at the doorstep of renting your car and go to your car within 100 yards of the terminal. So it's really, really simple. If you don't want to fly into CHO and you want to look at one of the outer line international airports, Richmond, RIC, is another big one. And that's going to put you about an hour and a half away. Or if you want to go out through one of the 3 airports in the DC, Washington, DC metro area, all of those will put you here in about between 2 and 3 hours, but you're going to have to drive here from them. And so in a reverse, that can be a pain. And again, that's why you're going to love going with CHO. So once you get here, well, then that's all on me. So get here, plan on staying at least 2 or 3 nights. 2 is pretty minimum. 3, I think, gives you more room to look around and gives me more options to show you around. When you get here, you'll get settled, get your car, if you had to rent a car, get checked into one of the mini airports, all levels of service. We have everything from very simple 1-star hotels and motels all the way up to very, very nice accommodations, places like Keswick Hall and Clifton Inn. So wherever you stay, it's all good because it's all within the area. Get you in, get you set up, and then you can take the afternoon off and sort of drive around, see what's going on. We'll connect, and then we'll make our plan for the next day. And I promise you to give you my full 50-cent tour of the area. Now by then, obviously, we're going to have narrowed down a lot of things. There's absolutely no reason for us to go up north if you know that you want to be down south by the river, or if you want to be over on the west side of town. All of those are things that we'll know and we'll talk about. And make sure you check out some of my videos with the map tours. That'll give you even more of an idea. But again, first day you'll get here. Second day, I'll give you my full 50-cent tour. Third day, if you're staying a third day or a third night, then we'll go out again and probably narrow down again, because remember, we're going to start out here and we're going to go smaller. And then the next day you'll be taking off. Again, if you're exiting out of with Amtrak, it's downtown Charlottesville. If you're driving, of course, you can depart whenever you like. And if you're flying, once again, CHO is so simple. Really, you only need to be there about an hour before your flight leaves. And honestly, from my house, from my office, and around this area, it's maybe a 10 to 15 minute drive. Going through security is a breeze because it is a small local airport, but it is phenomenal. So plan your visit. Okay, so number 5, secure your financing. Now, I know everybody thinks they know how they're going to pay for it, and they think they can do this or do that or get approved for this. So let's make sure we don't want that left to the last minute. So secure your financing. Are you going to be paying cash? Great. If you're securing financing from an institution, bank, mortgage provider, whatever it is, fantastic. Are we going to do a 1031 exchange? Not a problem. We can do any of those. Check with the people who are holding your money. How fast can you get access to that money? Is it retirement money? Can you get access to it? Is it tied up in a house that you're going to sell? Is that house on the market yet? How fast is it going to probably sell? All of those will be a determining factor. And it's great. Cash is great. Financing, absolutely fine. Phenomenal. I would say 80% of my deals are with financing, and that's wonderful. There's a full variety, but let me tell you this. Let me at least give you the people that I work with the most regarding financing. Because somebody says they give you a lower rate, or because somebody screams and has big TV commercials, they're not looking out for you. The people I'm going to recommend to you are, first, all in Charlottesville, but they can service throughout the United States. So that is fine. But these are people who I have taken to task, who have showed up with my clients, who have worked through issues with my clients, who have worked through issues with title, who have worked through issues with any part of the financing project, and I know they perform well. The other thing I know where they all work. So if they want to decide to either not participate, not play in the sandbox kindly, or to ghost me, I'm going to their office and sitting down until they have to show up. Don't think the big .coms are going to give you a better rate. Yeah, you may get a lower rate, but then your closing costs are probably going to be jacked up by a large percentage. The other thing is because we work with a lot of military that come here for Rivanna Station, that is something we deal with a lot of VA lending. So I actually work with someone who their company waives the company's cost for VA financing. So again, these are people that I've worked with, so I can share them with you. You can pick any of them that you choose. But quite often, a lifestyle dictated financing or a .com most likely is not, or a national, such as some large banks. Normally those do not perform well, but the bigger thing is I will give you my list of people that I encourage you to work with, but I'm also going to give you a list of the people I would not work with. And meaning, I am going to encourage you to know and understand what you're getting into. For one particular, I'll just say it's a lifestyle financing institution. And quite often, when you call and you're treated like the king of Siam, but then when the process gets started, you're calling some call center in the middle of goodness knows where in the US, and you never talk to the same person twice. They don't have to answer you because they just have to transfer you. Same with a local credit union here. I'm not going to share which one. That's for private conversations. But one of the credit unions I actually do not recommend because they have a tendency and a record with my years in being a realtor that they entice people in, but then they don't perform and close. They don't fund the loan. So that can be 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks of work for you to be told a week before closing that they cannot do your loan. So these are all things that I've lived through, so I want to make sure you're taken care of too. And finally, number 6, managing and opening that communication. So the first thing I always want my clients, my people to know, my friends to know is I'm team you. I don't care which house we end up. If we end up getting the steal of the century, fabulous. But also I'm going to let you know if I think the house is overpriced and how, if it was me doing it, how I would suggest you go forward. But I am team you. You're the one who's going to be writing the check. You're the one who's going to be sending out the payment for the next 15, 20, 30 years. And again, this is one of the largest purchases in your life. So I want to make sure that you are comfortable with it and that you are fully educated with it. And so that when you run into me at the grocery store or at the gym, that we're not separating from each other, because my clients are my friends afterwards. I'm not running from you because I'm going to be fully honest. So I always want to know what your feedback is. When I set up your search, it's going to be with the criteria that's big, that's wide. But as we narrow it down, I might send you something and you're like, what was she thinking? Why did she send this to me? Doesn't hurt my feelings. I would rather open that circle and catch that one thing. So it had 2 bathrooms instead of 3. Everything else was perfect. I would want to send that to you. So again, not going to hurt my feelings because I am team you living in Charlottesville. So let me know. I will let you know. I am always available. Text, emails, and via phone. So again, communication, making sure we find the right fit for you on your timeline. So there you go. Pretty quick and easy. My top 6 steps for moving to Charlottesville to help ease the stress. It doesn't matter where you're going, even if you're only going a couple counties over or a state over. It's stressful in dealing with it, and I want to try to take a lot of that stress off your plate. I want to be your eyes, your feet, your scoop here now on your behalf so that we can get you moving and living in Charlottesville. Give me a call, drop me a text, shoot me an email. Days, nights, weekends. It's totally on you to reach out to me, and I want to hear from you. So I look forward to hearing from you, and have a great day.